My mother was struggling to raise us up, and my father had got some issue, and he actually loaned some money and then referred somebody to come and get money for us. So as children, my siblings and I, we used to face with people coming into our house to threaten us. At that point, I didn't have money, so I went on to borrow from family and friends. And then I gave my all to this brand that we built together. But unfortunately, throughout 3 to 4 years' time, I learned that in partnership is never that simple. For almost 4 years after giving my all to that business, I realized I did not get my financial return, not gotten back a single cent. After consulting with lawyer, chartered accountant, and family and friends, right, they said that I was con business. So I proposed back that now I want to start an empire with a brand that I found. One day before me going into the clinic to rebrand, I was diagnosed with breast cancer just one day prior to my official workday. But what if I survive? If say I recovered, then how? He developed psychiatric manifestation. So the worst part was having a knife in his hand with me kneeling down in midnight 5 a.m. to beg for my life. Breast cancer did not kill me, but that moment I really thought I was dying.
Join Disruptive Doctors.
I'm Dr. Selina, your host and co-founder of Disruptive Doctors. At Disruptive Doctors, we're building a platform to help doctors like you impact healthcare differently. In Postcall, we dive into the untold stories of doctors who are breaking the mold, trailblazers who are redefining what it means to be a doctor. This is Postcall Beyond the White Coat. Today's guest has a story unlike any other, a journey filled with struggle, heartbreak, and triumph. Dr. Amelia Siah's life is all about resilience, from her early days as a medical student to starting a business and failing, battling breast cancer while launching her own clinic and navigating unimaginable personal challenges. But through it all, she's built something extraordinary, a thriving aesthetic empire that's changing the face of medicine and empowering countless lives. Hi, Dr. Amelia.
Hi. Nice meeting you here. Nice meeting everybody.
Okay, so before we continue and dive deeper in, you were raised by a single mother, and I mean, this is a story that quite a few people could probably relate to. What's your childhood like?
Okay, I came from a very humble family. My mother used to be a housewife, and then unfortunately she underwent divorce when I was around, I think, 13, and subsequently she had no choice but to went into employment and join a real estate development company. So at there, she was working as a marketing executive, so trying to earn more money to raise 3 of us up. So I do have 2 siblings, one brother, one elder brother, and one younger sister. So at very young age, actually went through, it maybe at that time, divorce was not very common. And I went through a lot of comments from relatives and adults that like to tell to our faces, that our faces means my brother, me, and my sister, that hey, you guys are going to grow up in a single mother family. Your mother and your father divorced, so you better be independent. You better do this. You better do that. You better be good. So I heard a lot of these comments. So from young, I saw how my mother struggled to raise 3 of us up, and she worked really hard and tried her very best to actually protect us and to send us to school and to fulfill our request when we wanted to study a specific course. For example, like myself, actually, a lot of people like to ask me this question: did you already want to be a doctor when you were young? Actually, the answer was no. So at that time, but when I decided I wanted to go into medicine, she was just a marketing executive in a company. So she worked very, very hard to get that fund to support my education. And later on, my sister also was sent to Japan because just randomly my sister said she wanted to study and explore her career in Japan. So my mother again worked so hard to find money to support our education. Yeah. So in summary, my childhood had always been a little bit different from my friends at that time. So I was seen as this child from single parent family. My mother was struggling to raise us up, and my father had got some issue. And but my mom taught us. I think it is because of this background, this family background, we became maybe different in terms of being very independent, and a lot of things that happen in life kind of difficult to shock us because we have seen a lot already. Yeah, so I had even gone through experience like my father when I was small. So he was involved in not very good activity like gambling, monetary issue. So we used to face with people that came and asked for money that was referred by him. So he actually loaned some money and then referred somebody to come and get money from us. So as children, my siblings and I, we used to face with, camera taking our picture, people coming into our house to threaten us.
How did that affect you?
So with this experience from young, I think the biggest learning curve for us was number one, things in life would never be as smooth as we want, as smooth always as we want. That's number one. So like I mentioned, now that in adulthood, right, a lot of people sometimes feel surprised that whenever I face with challenge, I'm not shocked or I'm not very, very emotionally triggered because I already learned when I was young that in life you can be thrown with anything, because later on in life I was even diagnosed with breast cancer. I faced with a ex-spouse that was having illness that went into psychiatric moments that threatened my life. Yeah, so when all these things happen later in life, I actually dealt with them easier. Yeah, easier and with more courage and more positivity. So that's the first thing I learned with my childhood experience. Second thing was actually something related to my mother. I would like to say that parenting and parents' upbringing to the kids is so important. So when I was in my childhood, I'm so fortunate that I had my mother there, being there to show love, show care, show kindness, that taught me that in life, no matter what happened, have a good heart. Yeah. So fortunately, we three of us did not shift into this negative teenage life or this negativity in our mind that we deal with things negatively. And the reality is that we are opposite because of my mother. So my mother has been teaching us to be independent, loving, caring, and kind. I think that's all she showed us and taught us.
She sounds like a very important and strong figure in your life.
Yes, yes.
So what did you initially said getting into medicine, studying medicine was not a choice, like wasn't your first choice, but somehow you got into it. Like how did you get into it?
Okay, so a lot of teenagers, they are always influenced by parents or asked by parents to do certain degrees, certain courses. Whereas in my humble family, my mother had never decided or dictated what we had to study. So just to share some joke, I always tell people that because now that I'm a mother, I sometimes reflect back what I received before when I was small from my mother. In terms of parenting and guidance for academy, my mother was never that hands-on. So she never checked my school bag before. She even didn't know what course I went into, where my campus was when I went into medical school. Yeah, she never sat down with me before on the table to go through my homework together. Yeah. Throughout my childhood, my mother was never the person that dictated what I had to study. But eventually in life, I met with two people that gave some influence to my decision for my career choice. So the first person was actually my tuition teacher when I was having my form three form three education. Yeah, so I was doing this biology stream with a tuition teacher that my mother hired. So this tuition teacher taught me physics, biology, and mathematics. So, tuition teacher can get very close to the student sometimes because my tuition class was 1-to-1. So this tuition teacher, he said to me along this tuition classes, he said that if I could choose a career in the future, he would advise me to choose a course, a degree that can allow me to own business. So at that point, I was like, teenager, form 3, form 4, no idea. But I started to actually analyze what he was saying. So he shared more about his journey. He told me he was the top student in high school and he got an offer to study medicine in UM. So we all know that it's very difficult to go into UM, University in Malaysia, because the vacancy for medicine is very few. So he was offered, meaning he used to be a very top student in school. However, he said that his family couldn't even support him to go into government university in terms of finances. Yeah, so he did not take up that offer, and eventually he went into this engineering, science engineering, things like chemical engineering. So he ended up being a chemical engineer, which is very, very good. Nobody is saying, you should be a doctor, you should be this, you should be that, because that's more superior. Never that case. But to him, he was actually trying to tell me that he missed a chance to study a degree that can allow him to own his own business. But nowadays, days are different. I mean, things have changed. We all know that whatever you study, or even if you don't study, you can still stand a chance to own business. So at that time, he told me things like that. I started to think, okay, in life, right, since I have this background, this family background that struggle with money, my mother was working so hard that that I saw her challenges when I was young. She used to say that we need to save money on this, save money on that. And eventually we learned that money is very important in life, even though it is not the most important thing, right? So with that, from this tuition teacher, I learned that, okay, I must go into a academic degree that, can allow me to own business someday. So that was the first influence. Yeah. Okay. And the second person was after I went into medical school. Okay, so how I got into medical school was that when I finished my form 5, I got the result of straight A. Yeah, except one Bahasa Melayu that I couldn't get A. So later on, we all knew that, okay, if you want to get into university, you need to study pre-U. So I was like following my friends from high school to explore different university and all. And I learned that there was this pre-U course called SAM, South Australian Matriculation, which was the shortest and maybe the fastest to allow me to go into university. So at that time, I was actually aiming for pharmacy because I already opted for bio stream. And I actually didn't really have a specific goal apart from having interest or passion in beauty. So from young, I already loved beauty. So initially my aim was to become a pharmacist. But when I finished my pre-U and the score that I obtained actually allowed me to go into medicine. So that's
Was that how you got into medicine?
Yes. So later on, okay, if I become a doctor, at that time I told myself, if I become a doctor, then I can own my own clinic. Of course, at that point, haven't thought of anything related to chain business, entrepreneur, not like that. It was only about me owning a clinic, being a good doctor to have a secure job or secure career in the future. So that was how I went into medical school.
And while you were in medical school, at one point you deferred it. You took a break. Like, what happened there?
Okay, so after I started medical school at the year of 18, I went into International Medical University in Jalil. I did it locally. The second year, I actually got an opportunity to join a business introduced by my brother. So at that time, right, young adult, early adulthood, that was like in my 1920. So I faced with this, puppy love challenge that I had a relationship issue. So, at that time, right? So my brother told me, hey, you shouldn't be focusing on relationship. Now I have got one business opportunity. I would like to invite you to join this multi-level marketing business. In here, you don't just aim for money, you can learn a lot of things. So definitely, to him, part of the reason was money because he is older than me. But at that time, to me, the reason I joined was for personal development or to distract myself from the challenges that I was having at that time. Yeah, so I went into the business and met with so many different people in that business, including people who were very successful, people who were very normal, or even, can be anybody from any background, teacher, CEO, lawyer, housewife, student, CEO, or whoever. And they all were in that business. And the business was actually very popular at that time. So I learned to actually meet with a lot of people, get sharing from each other, get to know more about life, about money, about personal development. So and one day I decided with my brother to defer my study. So I am that brave. So this childhood experience of mine with this family background has made me a person who is very independent and courageous and brave. Not sure it's good or not, but I am a person like that. And at times, right, even if I speak to friend or I like to analyze human traits, human behavior, human mindset. I sometimes ask this question whether or not being courageous is a natural trait or is something that is acquired from somebody.
And what did you gather? Is it natural or is it acquired?
Even consulted psychologists on this topic. So psychologists actually said that most of our traits, right, the main one, the core, come from our upbringing or core family or anything that we experience in childhood. Because
So
I
would you
think everybody is born with different traits, but somebody told me otherwise.
So
Yeah.
does that mean that most people who had a not so great childhood, I mean, this is just a personal, it's just your point of view, those that have traumatic childhood, difficult childhood, do you think they succeed better in life?
For me, I would think yes, because things that we see, hear, and experience is different. So we would have a different coping mechanism or different teaching from our parents or friends or teachers that guide us through challenges when we were young. So definitely it shaped us into who we are.
So then I mean, as you were saying that, then I thought of how parents are raising their kids these days. No pressure, no stresses. They try to do everything for their kids. What do you think? I mean, just curious, what do you think the outcome would be like?
I don't think we should do that to our kids because life is never a straight line. Life is always ups and downs. So if we are too protective, if we decide for our kids or dictate what they need to do, then number one is not their passion, it's not what they like. Number two, then they are lacking of opportunity to see the real world, to experience the real world. And if they are in need of certain skills to cope with difficulties, then they would face challenges.
Okay, so after how long did you defer your medical school?
1 year.
Did you ever think what was your thought process when you decided, okay, I'm going to defer medical school, and how did you decide that it should be 1 year, not 6 months or 2 years or 5 years?
Okay, for me, at that point, I did not think of stopping my education at all because the degree to me is very important. We all know a degree is important for our future career or job. So at that time, for me, I saw that opportunity as a life life learning opportunity instead of a choice of my career. So one of the reasons was also because my mom paid a big sum for my education. To study medicine is not cheap. So I definitely couldn't waste my mother's money at that point. Plus, opportunity to become a doctor is not easy. If I had that opportunity, I felt I needed to complete it. So that 1 year was actually a choice for me to learn life, to learn more things, and to decide whether this thing would become what my real one future or not.
Before we dive back into this incredible conversation, there are a couple of exciting opportunities with disruptive doctors that I want to share with you guys. First, if you're a doctor who's thinking about moving into a non-clinical career but don't know when to start, or even if you're a doctor who's on the fence thinking if you should leave medicine or stay, the non-clinical career pathfinder by Disruptive Doctors is designed specifically for you. The problem why we doctors think that there's no opportunities for us out there is because we've been trained in sick care all our lives, but that's not true. Healthcare is a huge ocean. What you learn in this workshop is discovering yourself, where to find all the opportunities within healthcare, your game plan, and insights from me and Vivek on how to do it. And the best part is it comes with a 14-day guarantee. By the end of this workshop, you gain so much clarity on what you need to do, or if staying in medicine or leaving for non-clinical practice is for you. Our proven framework has helped more than 1,000 doctors on finding a fulfilling career. So stop wasting your time trying to figure it out all on your own in the dark. So sign up for our next workshop on our website. Next, mark your calendar for Disruptive Doctors Annual Conference and Exhibition. It's happening this 20th and 21st of September. This conference isn't about fitting into label, it's about expanding what is possible in healthcare and reimagining the doctor's role in it. This is where forward-thinking doctors come together to drive real change in healthcare. For those who refuse to settle, this flagship event brings together doctors from diverse backgrounds to explore fresh approaches, share ideas, and connect with a community of doctors to impact healthcare differently. Remember to get your tickets on our website at disruptive-doctors.com/conference 2025. And finally, if you haven't already, please download the Disruptive Doctors app. It is a global hub where you can connect, collaborate, share experiences with doctors across the globe, and you don't have to be limited by geography. This is more than an app, it's a movement. So be part of the community of doctors who are impacting healthcare differently. And also, can you do me a huge favor? If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please be sure to subscribe, because it's subscribers like you that help us bring better guests for you. So whether it's the workshop, the conference, the app, or just subscribing to the channel, be sure to do it now. Now, let's get back to the conversation. After completing your medical study, then you, I suppose, had to work in KKM, but subsequently you went into aesthetic medicine. How did that come about?
Yeah, okay, so that is related to the second person that influenced my career. So in medical school, I met with this lecturer, a family medicine lecturer. So he's been observing my behavior, that, in school, I was always the odd one. Why odd? Because most of the students, they were very focused in their study. They were only very academically focused. Whereas for me, I really went out to do business. I did a lot of things, out of the medical school, and my heart was never fully there in school. So like, for one of the examples was me dressing up, putting on makeup was something quite rare in a medical school, because at that time, maybe now it's different. So because then people would feel that, why is this dressing up to show why is she always late and leaving early and not joining us for curriculum or school activities? Because I was never there. My life was more going outward instead of being in the school. So there was this lecturer, he said to me that he noticed that, and he said that if I were to think about my future goal, my career goal, one thing he could think of is to go into beauty. So even before he said that to me, I already had this thought that one day I may want to become a dermatologist. Yeah, because it's related to skin, it's related to business, and then I can really help people by making people having good skin. So my initial goal was to become a dermatologist. But later I found out that to become a dermatologist, I needed to study many more years, more time to be spent and money. And it's just about me treating skin diseases, which is not something bad. But later on, I found out there was this path for aesthetic medicine. So definitely aesthetic medicine suits me the most because number one, I love beauty. Number two, I want to do business. Number three, can give better life, easier life. So during the few discussion with my lecturer, I knew that going into aesthetic medicine was my direction. Yeah.
So you were a trendsetter before trendsetter.
Not sure about that, but I am very sure about what I like and what I want.
Okay, so then after that, when you decided, okay, you wanted to go into aesthetic, is that how you got into a partnership and started a business? I mean, before Aglow.
Okay, so I finished my medical school, completed all, and went into government service because that's compulsory for all doctors. I did 2 year housemanship in Hospital Kuala Lumpur, and then later on 1 year as a medical officer in emergency department in Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Later on, I was sent to Sabah to complete my total 4 years service. Yeah. So at that time, I was just, completing this service. Also, I allow myself to serve the community. So I chose to go to Sabah because I feel, okay, I heard that it's a very beautiful state that got a lot of nice beaches and islands. And I wanted to cross over to East Malaysia. And that was my first time flying over to East Malaysia. Yeah. So I worked in Sabah for a total of 1.5 years in clinic kesihatan ibu dan anak. So I was treating mothers and children. So when I finished my total of 4.5 years of service with the government, I had one opportunity to venture into aesthetic medicine straight as a business owner. So at that time, I was still serving the government, but I met with a friend that knew my goal, my dream, because something about me that I want to share is that when I want something or when I have some thought, right, I won't be shy or I won't hide. I won't be shy to share or hide. So if I want anything, I always share with people. If I have a goal, I just tell everyone. Because I feel number one, that's a true sharing from my deep thought, what I want to do. I hope to get support from my friends and family. And secondly, when I spread, right, I noticed and learned that you are actually spreading your manifestation, number one. Number two, if we don't talk about manifestation, law of attraction and all, people, if they know something about you, they would try to find and connect for you if they truly want to support you. So it is because of me sharing so much about what I want to do. So I met with a friend that introduced aesthetic clinic business owner to me when I was still serving my government service in KK, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. So there was one night, 11 p.m., somebody asked me to come out and explore such opportunity. I came out. So this is also something about entrepreneur that I think makes me different from many people. That is, if you want to do something, don't close door. Just go. So even at 11 p.m., most people say I'm tired, I want to go clubbing at that time. Or maybe I want to just leave. For me, I went out to talk business.
How did that unfolded? Like, what happened after that? Like, straight away after that first meeting, you decided, okay, let's start a business.
Yeah. So there was this couple who owned aesthetic clinic who were in need of doctor. So I told them I was just a doctor still serving the government. I didn't really have hands-on skills yet, but I did have on and off exposure to aesthetic medicine because I started to have treatment already. I went on some courses on and off. I treated some of my family and friends. So they wanted someone to help them out because they were in need of doctor. So the initial discussion was about me going into this clinic to be a doctor for them. But later on, this couple owner also introduced me to another senior aesthetic doctor who already owned another clinic. So with multiple discussion, multiple meetings, we decided that let's just start together as this new brand, new aesthetic clinic. Because now that I am going on board, I also want to have a name that represents us or myself or a direction that synchronized with mine. So at that time, I was just, in my early, I think that time was about 25, 26. Sorry, 30, 30, already 30. So someone suggested of the total sum of investment. And I just, decided, okay, I have this courage. I want to do this. If I can learn from you, if I can be part of the team without being experienced yet, I want to do it. So not recommended, proposed to invest a six-figure amount of investment. And at that point, I didn't have money. So I went on to borrow from family and friends. And then, yeah, that was
Did
what I
you
did.
think, like, how am I going to get this money back? Or if I will ever get this money back? Or was there any of those thoughts?
Why? There is a reason behind. Because being a doctor, we already know where we stand and how much we can earn. So even though I had to collect or to find this amount that is more a six-figure amount for investment, I felt that even if I lose this whole amount of money, I could still work and find other opportunity to return this investment.
Was
So
it
I was
easy?
brave enough to just go.
Was it easy to convince friends and family to give you that money?
Okay, the first money that I received was from bank. That was easy because I just applied personal loan. The second party was from my mother. So she actually loaned an amount of cash to me, and not a lot, but a part of the investment. Then the third person was actually my childhood friend, one of my childhood friends that actually heard about my business plan and wanted to support me. But not only to support me, I actually proposed to return him with high interest like bank. So he happily took this offer and loaned me the money. He got back his interest also. Yeah.
So what happened after that? Like that partnership, that whole partnership, what happened? Did went down, or obviously now we know because you are running your own, it's your, now you have your own clinic, but what happened in that partnership?
So at that time, I was I now I look back, I think was naive enough. But at that point, there was no such thought. I felt that I would just give my all with this investment amount, although I was the co-founder and not the majority shareholder or the founder. But being a co-founder or minority shareholder and a contributor, right? I gave my all to this brand that we built together. So I started helping out in operations, marketing, or being an aesthetic doctor myself. I handled multiple things in that business without pre-agreed remuneration or job scope and all. So we just started the business like that, and I contributed with my all heart. Yeah, but unfortunately, throughout 3 to 4 years time, I learned that, oh no, in partnership it's never that simple. It's always a lot of partnerships fail because people don't look into partners' goals. People don't look into what the partners would gain. They only look their own. Maybe this is just one part. Another part is that even if they look into partners' goals, but people like to protect their own interests or benefit. So for almost 4 years after giving my all to that business, I realized I did not get my financial return. First of all, my investment I had not gotten back a single cent. Secondly, I did not get a single cent of bonus. I did not get pay rise. I was working like mad, juggling multiple divisions, but may be seen as a threat to the company because I had a lot of comments about how to improve the company. For example, I feel that in aesthetic medicine, we need to really, or not just aesthetic medicine, in medicine, right? We all learn that privacy is very important to the patient. But when I saw a situation where my colleague do treatment without closing the door, I would comment. I say that, hey, let's not allow this practice in this whole brand, this whole company. Because at that point, we actually had a few clinics or centers also. But nobody really understood what I said. And they would see me as very demanding. They would see me as, a threat to the company, to the partners. So I feel that okay, never mind. Maybe that place was not for me. After weighing, the journey that I did not get a single cent some more. Yeah. So I decided that after looking at this partnership, I saw how partnership came in, formed and broke and formed and broke with my partner. I felt that okay, so to me it's also the same case. When we partner but both parties are not aligned, both and me myself, I feel my benefits were compromised. So I decided just after consulting with lawyer, chartered accountant, and family and friends, right? They said that I was con business. That taking this return but doing this much, it's not worth my time.
Could you explain more about that? Like how did you feel that you were taken advantage of?
First of all, everybody do or work on a career or take up a job with purpose, with reasons. Most of the commonest reason is money, right? So whereas for me, I did not see money as my first goal. But when I reflected on what I gained, I was only on the salary of an aesthetic doctor, but I was working a lot building the business as, a director or manager or marketing head or operation head, things like that. Yeah. So first of all, monetary wise, I did not get what I felt eventually should be more deserving. Yeah. And secondly, I spent my time building the business with my full heart. However, it was not leading me to where I wanted to be. So where I want to be is actually a growing platform, a chain of business that has got automated system. So when a company has automated system, people can have passive income. People can have time freedom while we still continue to empower our company or employees to serve our clients. But in that business, I realized I couldn't go with that direction because the quality of the service or the business direction was not there.
Did
Yeah.
you try to mend it with your business partner before it fell out?
I did. I had one. I like to communicate. I like to talk. So I'm never a person that keep things in my heart. I always try to communicate or to share what I really think and what I want, to also listen to what people want. But then I realized if it is one-sided, then trying too hard or trying too many times may not work, and I would just walk away. So when I decided to walk away, right, it was like overnight decision. I just did it the next day. I only gave 2 weeks of notice, even though that decision would affect my income, my career path, or my clients that have been with me for years. I decided no, that's not the place. But I also did not steal away a single client because client belongs to the company, right? But eventually, these people that want to be treated by me, they would know where I went to and would follow me. Yeah. So I just met this business partner and told him that I decided already. I think 2 weeks would be the best transition period for me to hand over. I would leave the company. So at that time, I even offered him to buy back my share at original price, but we did not have any agreement to state that it is a must for my partner to buy back. So I actually lost the investment.
Wow, so you went in with everything and you came out with, I mean,
Nothing.
no, I wouldn't say nothing because it sounds like you learned a lot, but monetary and material wise, you lost everything.
But later on, something also happened that my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Actually, she was diagnosed 2 years before me. Just
Oh,
so coincident. So my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer during that period of time. So I had to go back to my ex business partner then to beg him to buy back my share because I had to use the money for my mother's treatment. So eventually it was slashed into a smaller amount and my shares were purchased back. Yeah. Yeah. I still agreed to let go because to me, as long as I got back something, it's still money because I didn't come from a very rich background. Nobody support me financially. So a little bit of money is good enough for my life and for my family.
so if looking back now, like what would you have advised that younger Amelia?
Okay, good question there. You may expect me to say that, oh, I learned that you must hire a lawyer to do agreement, or you must learn business first before you go into business. I don't think so. I don't regret a single thing that happened in my life. So if you ask me, everyone should go through this journey to learn. Otherwise, with theory, with words, one may not understand or one may not see it seriously. So, but however, what I learned in that journey was the biggest lesson. If we want to partner with anybody, if we want to, actually, right, I don't see it as a partnership issue. I see it as a relationship issue. Because in life, right, we have so many different types of relationship. Business partnership, employer, employee, friendship, family. Actually, all are the same. We are all bounded by, personal interest, a contribution, give and take. Everybody wants something. Everybody is giving something. So one of my principles of life is that in whatever relationship that you are in, you must always listen to what the other person wants and mention what you want also. And when two parties are willing to give each other what they want together, then this relationship will work. Otherwise, any relationship will break, regardless of family relationship, spousal relationship, employer-employee, or business partnership. So this is the biggest one. But it's one of the most difficult things to achieve in life because we can never fulfill everybody's needs.
So how then you decide what are the ones that are important?
Nothing is most important or not important. For example, like myself, I want different things. For this person, want different thing. Your family want different thing. Some spousal relationship, right? The spouse wants time commitment. They don't want money from the spouse. They want time. They want love. They want care. Whereas for some people, they want practical advice. They want support in career. They want someone to listen to their daily lives. So you see, there is no more important or less important. Only I would like to emphasize that it is very important to share and express, and the other party to listen. So it will have to happen both ways, two ways. And then don't hide, don't pretend. Don't hide, don't pretend, don't use people. Because if one is just into using the other party to get what I want, it will reveal eventually. Or one party would feel suppressed or not happy eventually.
So wise words. I mean, yeah, it's no, I mean, after what you've gone through, that's the takeaway. Because most people would, like you said, get a lawyer, get an accountant, get an audit, all this business parts of it. But no one really sees the human element of a partnership.
Definitely. And even up to today, I don't think people understand easily what I'm trying to say. First of all, they never experienced before. So with words, it's very hard to understand. Secondly, everyone is brought up differently, so they may not agree with such. So I met with people who say that, no, the best interest is still money. Without money, why are we together? But to me, I disagree. In business, there are so many things also as equally important, like core values, like culture. We can't just put one thing above another. To me, it's balance.
Okay, so after the partnership ended, was that when you started Aglow?
Not yet. So at that time, I only had experience of working with one clinic. And I didn't have much money. And I told myself, okay, never mind. I just failed a business. The next thing is to give myself an opportunity to see one more. So I told myself to see one more, at least for me to in Mandarin, can I say some Mandarin word? 对得起自己. At least I have seen more and make an objective comparison. So I allowed myself to go into employment. I started looking for a job while I was planning for my career. So I had interviews with a few clinics. Multiple clinics wanted to hire me, but I chose this clinic that my ex-employer claimed that the best clinic in Malaysia, or he is the best injector in the whole world. He's the best aesthetic doctor in the whole world. So because I have this core in myself that I like to learn. I want to develop myself every single day, and I'm never shy to say things, and I don't hide. So things that I say here, I will say to party B, party C, because that's truth. That's the truth to me. But I don't mention name. I don't purposely put people down. Yeah. So there was this an encounter with this company that they claim they are the best, this best, that best. To me, the reason of me going into this company is to learn and to also see if this company can become a partner. This clinic, this doctor can become my partner, because I have decided I wanted to do business. Yeah. So after I was only in that clinic for a short, not that short, maybe 1 year plus, I realized it wasn't my direction as well, because the clinic direction or the doctor direction was more into solo practice. Because the way he consult, the way he shares his marketing position is to say that they are the best. He is the best, the best, the best, the best. To me, there is nothing the best in this world. I'm also never the best. I'm never the best doctor, never the best mother, never the best leader or CEO or founder. But we should be humble enough to have this core direction, core objective to help instead of just selling ourselves.
Is that the ethos you used when you started Aglow?
Sorry?
Is that the ethos you used when you started Aglow to help?
Yeah, later I will share with you our company culture, the top 3 culture that I require everyone to memorize in this group. Yeah. So the 3 cultures are: number 1, teamwork; number 2, problem solving; number 3, humility. So why teamwork? If one always thinks of himself or herself too highly, then just open your own clinic, or open your accounting firm, or open your HR firm, open your beauty salon. You just work on your own. Hire people, but you can only be there because you only have limited time every day. You have limited resources. You will face difficulty in expansion, or to scale, or to delegate, or to run away from the business. So when one thinks too highly of own self, the disadvantage is no time freedom. Gets risk if one day cannot work anymore. So from young, because of the MLM business, I already learned this and decided I didn't want to go to that solo direction. Yeah. So that's why the first culture is teamwork. Number 2 is I also understand that when people are grouped together, there are a lot of conflicts, there are a lot of disagreement or deadlock or misunderstanding. So if we focus too much on emotion or person, then every single discussion is dwelling on the person or people. It will be very hurtful. But if we talk without names, we only talk about the incident, the problem, then we can solve it maybe faster by 10 times. So problem solving means every single day we face a problem, just focus on solving it. No need to tell names, no need to tell position. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, in your last core value, humility.
Yeah, last one, humility. Because I am in medical field in Malaysia, that there is this scenario that are very different from many countries. So some countries have different culture in the medical field. So in Malaysia, doctors are often looked up by people. Like they say, oh, you are a doctor. Oh, so smart. Wow, doctor so high up there. But because I come from a very humble family and I don't like this kind of hierarchy, I don't like to be called this position, or I don't like to call other people like that. Okay, there was this example that I can share. When I was working in emergency department in Hospital Kuala Lumpur, right? There was this VVIP politician that came into emergency department that requested for me to attend first. So he was in green zone, the not too severe zone, whereas there were many other patients in need of immediate attention like yellow zone and red zone. So on that day, I was working in green zone. So there was this politician VVIP among so many people who are queuing, so many sick people who are queuing, ask someone to ask me to see. I rejected. I said, no, I want to see the more ill one first. I want to attend to the more ill one first. So I am someone like that. I don't mind to offend someone if it is righteous, if it is within my principle. I may not be right. Some people may say, you very noble. Do you think you are very noble? No, no, no. I'm not here to show anybody I am superior or noble or good, but that is within my own principle. if I feel that that is against my principle, money cannot buy me.
Okay,
Yeah.
after that, you started Aglow after your short stint in this clinic. How did you decide, okay, it's time to start again?
Okay, so let me just on a little bit about humility. The medical field, right? There are a lot of doctors. So for me, one of the biggest challenges before I start a business is that if I want to expand or scale a business, a medical business, I need to make sure there is no hierarchy in the company. People don't see doctors as very superior, even though I am a doctor. I don't want this culture to be in the company that people see doctors high up there, so they're not talk to doctor. Doctor say A, B, A then A, B then B. Because a lot of doctors make mistake. A lot of doctors too ego. A lot of doctors also disrespect people. So I want to put a stop before I even started. That's my third culture in this company. Nobody should use position to win over an argument or to disrespect others.
Okay, then after that, you got into starting Aglow. Like, how do you know it's already time to start?
So I was still working in the second clinic, but the longer I worked, the longer I couldn't stand because every day I had to deal with this brand not appreciating how to say employees. They maybe they appreciate in terms of monetary salary, but not giving enough training or to groom these people. But instead, they are there to just help this clinic run. Now, to me, I like to see growth. I cannot be stagnant even though salary is high and all. So, and then not only that, sometimes I see the marketing direction was to say other company, other brand not good, or competitor not good, this competitor not good, that doctor not good, that doctor not good. I disagree with a direction like that because that's a little bit against my principle that to say people not good, to show we are good. Yeah, so the longer I stay, I couldn't tolerate that kind of direction. I would say wrong, it's just everybody has got different business direction. So I told myself, cannot, if I got a chance, then I would just start my own. I would just go and find enough. The second exploration is done. I need to start my own. So at that time, I met with an old friend who was in need of a doctor again to help to rebrand this one clinic who didn't have doctor. The doctor left due to some dispute. So there was this friend that approached me to ask me to go into this clinic to help out. Yeah, so at that time, I told this friend, if this was just me going into a clinic and be an employee, or you offering me shares to be a minority, that is not my direction. So I proposed back that now I want to start an empire with a brand that I found. You can be the co-founder or you can be the founder. It's okay to me. Names are okay to me. But I wanted to be the majority shareholder, the founder, and the person that is leading this brand. Yeah, so I came up with the name with her, and then I came up with the business proposal. I wanted to make this the way I wanted to.
Did you guys manage to, so you guys partnered together and started Aglow?
Yes. And we started Aglow Medical Group in 2020 June. And here we are still together. We are the two partners of Aglow Medical Group. Currently, we have 18 aesthetic clinics, Aglow Clinic, spending into 19 and 20. The 19 is going to be the third clinic in JB. And we just confirmed Kota Kinabalu as our 20th Aglow Clinic. Yeah, and not only that, we also have 3 more brands who are in this umbrella. One is our professional skincare product called Dr. Aglow. And I have the product here. Maybe I can share with you just a picture. Just how it looks. So it looks like
it's very pretty.
Yeah, we have our own professional medical skincare product. And we also have health clinic now because we believe beauty and health come together. They should be hand in hand because not only we want external beauty, we also want inner health that bring out the glow in everybody. And the fourth brand that we currently have is Aglow Hair. Aglow Hair is focusing on hair restoration in medical grade treatments with medical grade treatments. Yeah. So we will promote a lot on hair transplant, medication, medical treatment.
Before we dive back into this incredible conversation, there are a couple of exciting opportunities with disruptive doctors that I want to share with you guys. First, if you're a doctor who's thinking about moving into a non-clinical career but don't know when to start, or even if you're a doctor who's on the fence thinking if you should leave medicine or stay, the non-clinical career pathfinder by Disruptive Doctors is designed specifically for you. The problem why we doctors think that there's no opportunities for us out there is because we've been trained in sick care all our lives, but that's not true. Healthcare is a huge ocean. What you learn in this workshop is discovering yourself, where to find all the opportunities within healthcare, your game plan, and insights from me and Vivek on how to do it. And the best part is it comes with a 14-day guarantee. By the end of this workshop, you gain so much clarity on what you need to do, or if staying in medicine or leaving for non-clinical practice is for you. Our proven framework has helped more than 1,000 doctors on finding a fulfilling career. So stop wasting your time trying to figure it out all on your own in the dark. So sign up for our next workshop on our website. Next, mark your calendar for Disruptive Doctors Annual Conference and Exhibition. It's happening this 20th and 21st of September. This conference isn't about fitting into label, it's about expanding what is possible in healthcare and reimagining the doctor's role in it. This is where forward-thinking doctors come together to drive real change in healthcare. For those who refuse to settle, this flagship event brings together doctors from diverse backgrounds to explore fresh approaches, share ideas, and connect with a community of doctors to impact healthcare differently. Remember to get your tickets on our website at disruptive-doctors.com/conference 2025. And finally, if you haven't already, please download the Disruptive Doctors app. It is a global hub where you can connect, collaborate, share experiences with doctors across the globe, and you don't have to be limited by geography. This is more than an app, it's a movement. So be part of the community of doctors who are impacting healthcare differently. And also, can you do me a huge favor? If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please be sure to subscribe, because it's subscribers like you that help us bring better guests for you. So whether it's the workshop, the conference, the app, or just subscribing to the channel, be sure to do it now. Now, let's get back to the conversation. When you look back now, like what you went through and where you are now, like, did you think that this was possible?
Never thought, never had to, or never needed to, or never had impossible or not. Only do. Yeah.
Okay, so when you started, as you just started Aglow, you had a devastating diagnosis, breast cancer. So walk us through that whole process, like as you're building this and now you've got this issue. And I'm sure you also had to borrow money to start up second round. So what was going through this whole period?
Okay, so prior to July 2020, me and my business partner were already in this multiple discussion to brainstorm how to start. And at that time, it was during the COVID season, and we were all locked down at home. So around February or March, we decided to start something. But March itself, we were locked down. So we were facing a lockdown. Then until 30th of June, the lockdown was partially lifted. So basically, 1st of July, I was supposed to go into the existing clinic that needed my help to rebrand. Yeah, so but on the 30th of June, one day before me going into the clinic to rebrand, while I was waiting for the first clinic to open in Mid Valley, the first Aglow Clinic, I was diagnosed with breast cancer just one day prior to my official work day. Yeah. So what happened was, that night itself, I called this business partner to my house together with my family, because my family and our first reaction was to stop that whole thing, because we didn't know staging is cancer, life and death situation. So they required me to just end the whole thing. And I thought that was the only way. So I actually agreed with that. So I called my business partner over. I said that, okay, tomorrow I'm supposed to go into work, but I tell you something, you're going to be panicked first. You come to my house. So she was already panicked. So she came to my house. I just told her, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So her eyes became red already, but nobody cried because crying was not the main focus anymore. So she was stunned a bit. So we were talking about. So I remember I told her the amount that we already put in the initial some fund that I put in about 100 over 1,000 ringgit. I said it's okay, just put it aside, just let it be gone. I have to dismiss this project, not troubling anybody because of my cancer. So I started to scroll on the internet to look for a villa to rest, to go through my entire chemo journey. So but the next day itself, actually something happened also. The old clinic, previous doctor decided that no, we couldn't start the clinic like that. We have to wait until the change of license, which was in the process. So normally, right, this process, most of the clinics will continue to operate. But this particular doctor, she went and reported to stop this clinic to operate. But I was supposed to go in to revive the business because they didn't have doctor, and MCO caused the business, go downhill badly. So I actually brought my mom with me. My mom was very worried because I just got diagnosed, right? I brought my mom with it in my work attire, act like nothing happened, go in there to solve the issue and so that the clinic can operate. So KKM was going to put the yellow seal, but we had to go and face with them to say that I actually submitted the change already. It was in the process. Let's just allow us to operate and then we solve the issue itself. So, but at that time, the plan was to stop. But I went on like nothing happened because I had to be strong for the team. Okay. So, for 7 days, I had almost sleepless night because I was thinking whether or not should continue. But there was this voice telling me. So I shared this multiple times. The reason why I decided to continue was because I calculated the risk. If, say, I died from breast cancer, because the unsure staging yet, but my diagnosis was triple negative, the most aggressive breast cancer. So I calculated the risk. If I died within these few years, because the death won't be immediate, maybe few months, maybe few years. So at least I can do something to continue and leave something behind before my passing. But what if I survive? If say I recovered, then how? So this period, I dropped the entire project. I dropped this goal, this dream, that I would lose everything. So this calculation pushed me to make the decision after 7 days that I wanted to continue. So I made a Zoom call with my sister who stays in Japan, with my brother without my mom, because one don't want her to didn't want to worry her. So I convinced my siblings I wanted to continue. So the money came from my insurance compensation. So at that time, I was looking for money for the renovation and all, presenting to people. Sometimes I went to restaurant to present. Sometimes I went to the park to present. Together, this amount is a 7-figure RM for the investment. So, but later on, I received a sum from insurance. So the whole project, I dumped the whole insurance compensation to start.
Sounds like it's a series of events that had led you here, and everything somehow worked out for you in some way or another.
We can say like that. But if you ask me to choose, I wouldn't want to choose cancer as the journey or to support my journey. It's life and death. It's scary.
Is it going through this diagnosis of breast cancer and then deciding on your treatment? What was it like for you?
Actually, the funny part is cancer itself did not cause suffer at all. No pain, nothing. It was just a lump. But because of the diagnosis, we relate it to death. So the fear of dying was the most challenging part when we are faced with disease. So I went through the anxiety, the fear, the down, the excitement when found out that it was stage 2. So I went through all the tests and subsequently diagnosed as stage 2. So when found out stage 2, right, even though my 5-year survival was 77% only because of triple negative being the aggressive breast cancer type. But stage 2 prognosis better, so the excitement higher. It's always like stages of fear and then some excitement, then fear, some excitement. Because the entire journey of chemo and surgery and radio, right, led me to also find out my this that there is this scoring for my disease that after I finished neoadjuvant chemo, that they had to test on the tumor bed whether still have balance or remaining cancer or not. So if the neoadjuvant chemo could successfully kill all cancer cells, then the prognosis is much better. Whereas while waiting for all this journey is always down, up, down. Because I had to go through 16 chemo. I had to do my lumpectomy and axillary clearance surgery. Later on, 20 times of radiotherapy. Then wait for the report whether it worked on me or not. So this whole journey is like a long journey, 1.5 years of cancer treatment. Finally, there was still some cell left behind, but the cell was 1 mm. Things like that happen. So when that happened, right, I had to be put on for oral chemotherapy for another 7 months.
How did that take a toll on your body?
How to call it? 冰山 up, 冰山 up. Okay, how? So when I first started my chemo, right, the disease itself did not affect my feeling. I mean, as in my physical problem. But the chemo itself would put me into a total dehydration, then swell up. I swell up because of steroids and nausea. I didn't vomit, but almost the nausea was there all the time, dizzy and all. So what I did was every time I finished one chemo, I would rest for 2 to 3 days. But that 2 to 3 days, I was constantly on my phone working remotely with the team. And third day, I would come back to work to see aesthetic clients. Because at that time, it was the beginning. If there was not enough doctor, then the business couldn't go on. The sales couldn't support. And it was during MCO summer. Yeah. So I rested back to work, never really stopped working until today.
Was it difficult to balance like chemo and work at the same time?
At that time, I really did not feel difficult because on my mind, I only had one goal: do.
Okay, so after going through all that grueling process of chemo, being diagnosed with cancer, going through chemo, surgery and all that, and then you had a very deeply personal challenge with your ex-husband, who was diagnosed with MS. Like, what was that chapter of your life like?
That actually did not happen after the breast cancer event. I was having my breast cancer treatment, doing my chemo. The real story was 1 month before my breast cancer diagnosis. He was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Yeah. So I felt that one of the triggers to maybe my disease, not 100% sure, was also because of stressors in my life, like helping my ex-spouse at that time to seek medical treatment because of a very serious medical condition called multiple sclerosis. Plus, I was breastfeeding then. So this entire thing was giving me a lot of stress. And I was running everywhere to seek treatment and to do breastfeeding, stress me out, and preparing for business, for running the business. He got diagnosed 1 month before me. So for the next subsequent 1 year, we both had been having our treatments, juggling our family with a small baby, 8 months old baby, to 1 year, then to 1.5. He developed psychiatric manifestation. I don't call him mental disorder or he's crazy. But as a doctor myself, I saw the progress and I feel it's somehow related. So he became emotionally unstable and aggressive, and actually showed a few times of aggressive behavior that threatened me and my daughter's life. So the worst part was having a knife in his hand with me kneeling down in midnight 5 a.m. to beg for my life, and then had the baby and carried the baby with my helper. We ran out from home. Yeah, that was what happened.
What was going through your mind at that time? I mean, it's 5 a.m., anyone's barely up and you're going through all this. What was going through your mind at that time?
Cried, kneel back, called, press for alarm for the security guard to come up to our condo. Fortunately, the guard came up. So during the moment the guard was there, I quickly grabbed my wallet in my pajamas. The shopper carrying the baby, we both ran to the lift and then went down, safely arrived at the guardhouse. And subsequent event was all about me going in and out police station, hiding from him and going to the court back and forth. Yeah.
What triggered the event? Like, what triggered him to become so violent and aggressive and threaten you and your baby with the knife?
It was over a very small matter, like me not sharing his Father's Day photo on my social media.
Wow. It's a very, very trivial event.
It was really that.
Were you scared? Like, did you think that maybe you could have died in that moment?
So breast cancer did not kill me, but that moment I really thought I was dying. When I kneeled down to beg, he was really holding the knife like that. I was looking at him because we all know, we are doctors. We know, psychiatric condition can cause people to go into psychosis or unstable emotion, or even people without psychiatric condition can be so emotional and kill, right? So at that moment, I was in fear. In my life, that moment was scary. So I begged him, right? But funnily, I could hold my phone, push it to one side without him seeing, and press a call button to my brother. And my brother answered and heard the entire thing. Quickly called his phone number, call his phone. So they were talking on the phone to allow me some space and time to run. Then the guard came out. That was
Wow. It's like these are the things you would usually read about in the papers or watch on the movie, but being there and really experiencing it, did it change you in any way?
I think every single day we are all growing. I think even you, even me, anybody who's watching this, we are all growing whatever that we see from whatever we see or hear. So every single event in my life improved me. I won't say change me because I already have my core character, who is very courageous, brave, optimistic, and expressive, and determined with things that I want. So these things only allow me an opportunity to share with more people, and subsequently actually taught me a lot about law, because I went through a phase of forgiving, continue to help in financial and forgiving, withdrawing lawsuit, withdrawing police report, but eventually more and more harm came to me.
What do you mean by that?
So at the very beginning phase, I was so lost because suddenly I had to face with a loss of spouse, or face with my daughter losing the father by her side. So I actually went through psychology counseling referred by my family because they were worried about my condition. But the funny part is the psychologist discharged me after 4 times saying that I feel that you are okay. You don't have to come. So I was doing this psychology counseling online to balance my mental health, facing all the challenges. So I was confused at one point about being a mother, being an entrepreneur, doing a new business, and also being a spouse. I was not sure whether leaving was the best choice. I felt bad, I felt guilty, I was sad. So later on, I also learned that in life, you need to separate your role. You need to put safety first. Yeah, so I withdrew police report before. I cancel lawsuit before, to help and to provide finances to help. But eventually the condition did not get better, but worse. I experienced, very bad defamation online that this person actually wrote so much bad things about my business, about me wanting to kill my daughter. Phrases like that is still online now. I don't mind because life is just truth and reality. So I was commented as killer to my daughter, a thief stealing business from somebody or money and all. Yeah, but I faced with, consulting lawyer in and out, lawsuit in and out, protecting my daughter custody and all.
How do you find I know you mentioned already you found courage from your upbringing and all that, but how do you find that courage and peace? I mean, build the pieces of your life back together. I mean, having things online, having things openly, like everyone knows about it, and you are so comfortable talking about it. Did you ever feel like you were embarrassed at one point? Like, why is this all happening to me? How am I going to face the world? Any of this kind of thoughts?
Now that I'm asked question like that, right, then I have the chance or time to reflect what happened then. I feel, right, the greatest thing I had in life or have in life is support. I have a very loving family, my mother, my brother, my sister, because my family is that type, if any one of us has any issue, we would drop everything just to help that person. Money is no longer important. Anybody else, anything else is no longer important. We would just drop everything to help that person, that family member. So this entire journey, I was close to my whole family. The moment I ran out from home, the person that came to my condo to pick me and my daughter up was my brother and my sister. My sister just came back from Japan, midnight, 6 a.m., 5 to 6 a.m. Then sent me to the police station, and then drop my daughter to my mother's place without milk, without diaper. My mother was the one that took care of her, and faced with defamation also, life threat, receiving messages threatening her life. But we all were so close, helping each other, supporting each other through this journey. Okay. Apart from that, I want to give a big credit to my business partner as well. So at that time, I started this business with her. This moment, at this time, she saw how strong I was holding the business together, facing this cancer diagnosis and my ex-husband. So she also supported me throughout the journey. Okay, then I met with a lot of good people. But if you ask me, I think to attract good people, you need to be good first. Then only people are willing to, help you. So the point number two that I want to say, number one is support from friends and family. Number two is have genuineness, have a kind heart inside. Then you will attract good people. Yeah, because apart from these people that I mentioned, I also had a lot of other people that are supporting me. Even up to today, I do have a new partner in life, a spouse. Very, very supportive, help me out in all my different aspects in life.
Wow, it's quite a journey. So let's talk about aesthetic now. What is aesthetic really?
Aesthetic to me and aesthetic to other people may be different. To me, it's not just about external beauty. I feel that one should have inner glow when the external beauty bring up the inner glow. So eventually, right, I choose inner beauty more than external beauty. But we should have external beauty to allow us the opportunity to show our inner beauty to people. That's my definition of aesthetics.
Like, what does that mean?
Okay, hence the word Aglow being our brand name, because it actually carries a brand story that our brand story is that we want to help everybody bring up the inner glow from their external beauty. Yeah, so example, only when one has a beautiful look or body or confidence, then this person will have more opportunity to excel in career, relationship, or to show off more of the inner self because of confidence.
Okay, so in the medical fraternity, let's say in ortho, in surgical, like they have surgeons, they have orthopedic surgeons. A lot of them claim that aesthetic medicine is not real medicine. Like, how would you respond to that?
And that is just personal or individual definition. It's just like when I was in hospital, right? Surgeon would say that, no, the internal physician would say that the orthopedic doctor is not doctor. They only know how to cut and then just send back the patient. they would say that, emergency doctors are not true doctors. They only stabilize and then send away. To me, these words are so egoistic, so inhumane. You know, when when an internal physician when a surgeon's mother is ill or has got uncontrolled diabetes that needs to amputate the limb, do we need the expert from internal medicine doctor? Do we need the expertise to calculate the dosage, to to handle the entire internal medicine journey for this mother? Yes. So if our family member has got an injury from car accident, do we need this orthopedic doctor to come into the picture to help out? So when someone is injured badly or experience, fire, a burn, is it the emergency doctor that is the first one that stabilizes with their specialty, with their first approach? I don't think any other department can do, any other specialty can do. So it is so unfair. It is so egoistic. It is so rude and inhumane to say things like that. So even though I may be a senior doctor already now, I'm already a 15-year-old doctor, I will never say a junior doctor not important, or houseman not important, or this doctor not important. Why do we want to separate our role? If aesthetic doctor is high or low or not important, then why are so many people buying skincare product to ensure better skin? Why do you even go and see dermatologist when you have a patch? You just buy cream. I tell you the cream can help, you just buy the cream. So to become an aesthetic doctor, we have to learn anatomy of the face, of the body, of the treatment that we really want to implement or practice on our patient. So I don't think it's true. And in Malaysia, we need to have NBBS, we need to have LCP, this letter of credentialing and privileging to practice. So we undergo training, we have to equip ourselves with the proper knowledge, and we have to get this letter from the government, then only you can practice. Yeah.
Okay, how would you define the aesthetic medicine role in healthcare? Like, why do you think it's just as important as other fields in medicine?
Okay. Maybe we are not directly treating physical health, but I am very sure we are treating mental health, because a lot of people, they want to feel good, look good, to excel better in life. So our job is not really, that one is true, that we are not treating the physical disease, the physical health, but we are doing something else to add value from aesthetic medical point of view. Yeah, because we have helped so many people feel more confident and happier and have better relationship, better career path in life.
Can you share an experience or a case that, with aesthetic medicine, how do you really change somebody?
So many, we have so many. Every single day, our clinics are treating more than thousands of people every single day. So there was this, now that you asked, I recall this person who she is in her 20s or almost 30 plus. She has not found a partner in her life for a long, long time. But when I got to know her, right, I see that, hey, you have such a kind heart. You are such a nice girl, nice person, very friendly, have got talent, can sing very well. She's even a singer, on stage for events. So when she came, she had full face of acne. She got very big jaw, and she has got pigments all over her face. So she has been my client for more than 5 years. I treated her pigment, I treated her acne, I treated her scar. Later on, because of trust, she allowed me to redefine her facial sculpture. Yeah, she is recently getting married with a very good man and is so happy. So we always joke about that it's because of you I get to find my spouse, my future husband, things like that. Yeah.
Well, it must be very fulfilling to know that you've changed like somebody's life somehow or another.
Definitely. So it's not about us treating the amputate the limb or treating the diabetes or doing a stand for the heart. It's not like that. It's a different kind of fulfillment that you actually help someone achieve the confidence and grow in life.
Do you think the doctor-patient relationship, or is it called doctor-client relationship in aesthetic medicine?
It's only in Aglow. I let my team know that I would prefer to call them client instead of patient, because people understand patient as someone who is ill. Whereas I think we might not feel comfortable if we are called patient when we just want to look better and feel better. So in Aglow Clinic, we call everyone client. But it's no right, no wrong. You can call patient, doctor, patient. I think every clinic else, they call patient, doctor, patient relationship.
Do you think the relationship is slightly different compared to other medical fields?
I don't think they should be different, But in hospital or clinic setting, right? Because I used to work in clinic kesehatan, I saw 60 patients in the span of 4-5 hours. And I only had 3 minutes to each of them. It is not that I didn't want to talk to them. I wanted so much because I wanted to explain why we were not prescribing antibiotic, got antibiotic resistance, you are just having viral URTI. I didn't even have time, and then people would say that this doctor not good because not giving me antibiotic. Sometimes doctor-patient really need to have time for doctor to share the knowledge to this patient, because it is not only doctor taking care of patient. The patient, him or herself, is playing a very big role in taking care of himself or herself. So I feel that regardless cardiologist, dermatologist, orthopedic surgeon, plastic surgeon, or aesthetic doctor, we should contribute our time in explaining, the diagnosis, treatment plan, and what is the potential outcome of our treatment. So it should be the same. We should give the same heart and time to our patient.
Okay, so now you've been in aesthetic for quite a long time already, right? Have you seen any changes since when you first came in to like now? And what do you think the trend's going to be like in the next 10 years?
Okay, for sure, big change. And in any business, we will face the same change. People thought that it's so easy to go into aesthetic medicine. In fact, it is not that difficult. So it's easy to start aesthetic medicine career for a doctor. And the need is there. People are so vain, they want to look good, feel good. So the market is there. So what the biggest challenge that we face or might face is competition from business point of view, where more and more doctors or business owners want to run aesthetic business. Yeah, that will be the challenge.
Okay, so let's talk about doctors who want to get into aesthetic medicine. What's the most important thing for them to succeed in this industry?
See, first, must have true passion for other people's beauty. Second, genuine heart to help. Third, no ego to improve self on knowledge and skills. And the same principle also is needed, because a lot of doctors like to argue with clients in terms of things that they think clients should do. Whereas if they come from helping people's point of view, right, then they should not argue. They should help the person achieve what they are most anxious for. These are the three.
Do you see a lot of like earlier you mentioned a lot of doctors argue with clients? Like how do they, is it because the client wants something but the doctor does not think that it's the right time or the right procedure for them?
Yes. So a lot of doctors, they are very adamant to want others to follow their way. So in medicine, apart from, aesthetic medicine per se, not other specialties, I feel we need to really listen to our clients and look into what is the most troubling problem to these people and help them first, and not jump into the conclusion of me wanting you to do this because I feel it's better for you, I think you should spend this much, I think you should do this first. It's never like that.
How do you balance? Obviously, you would want your doctors to be able to sell so that you all make revenue and the business continues to sustain. So how do you balance that, selling ethically and versus, the need to sell and then also to maintain patient safety and and all of that?
Very good question. First thing first, adjust mindset. The mindset is, although we are in the business, but we are ethical professional who has this authority to give medicine and to inject a person or even cut a person. So we should not abuse it. So the first thing is the mindset. We are helping people. We need to face with our clients from the angle of helping them instead of doing business. That's number one. And then number two, if a doctor has got business sense or sales sense, it will definitely make this doctor more successful in aesthetic medicine, because then we know how to, use our communication soft skills to lead or direct or to convince the client to purchase.
Have you, like earlier you said you had doctors who fought with clients. Is that how they, some of them are selling unethically, like pressuring the clients to take up more than they actually should?
I don't think it's about selling unethically. I feel it's the lacking of soft skills to understand or to allow other people to get what they want. So for example, if a client that comes in has a concern of maybe a very small issue, skin tag, but this doctor wants this person to do nose thread, lip thread lifting, or skin tightening lift, then they will try to convince this person. Whereas for me is, I will solve the skin tag first. I will tell this person, I also notice this issue. If she's okay for me to share more, I will share. Yeah, but usually during the consultation, I build rapport. I use these soft skills to have this trust between this doctor and client relationship. And then I will bring in all this topic about the pigment, about sagging, about nose, about facial sculpture, and then successfully I could sell. Yeah, so to combine the genuineness to help and some sales skill, it's not easy, but with these two, one aesthetic doctor can excel.
Like, because the aesthetic field is very, very competitive, right? So I'm sure a lot of clinics, they're pressuring their doctors to make sale, make sale, make sale. Like, how can these doctors navigate all this?
I would say the same thing. First thing first, to help, not sales first, to help first. And then number two, we are in the business, we need revenue, we need to survive, we need our salary, doctor's salary not low. Okay, so I will have to let them know, if you see someone that comes in for one thing, you can also use your experience, use your beauty sense to detect other needs, share with the person, and recommend or strongly recommend this person to do it. That is already sales.
So what sort of pressure does aesthetic doctors face? You know, those that want to go in, obviously they need to know what are the challenges that they're going to always face. So what's the pressures that aesthetic doctors go through day to day?
I think the competition will cause doctors to need to have sales skill or to need to stand up. We can't just be ordinary aesthetic doctor anymore in the future. So for doctors to be successful in aesthetic medicine, I have a few tips. First, also looks. We are in beauty business, but if a doctor doesn't even groom himself or herself, how would one trust this person to do something to her face or her body, or to put something into her body, right? So I think doctor needs to look into grooming. Then number two, go back to the passion. Passion is really want to have, not just money. Then number three is want to sell, want to have the passion to sell as well, to recommend. Selling is a very tricky word. Some people may think of it as a hard selling and all, but to me, it's the same thing as strongly recommending or sharing. Same one. So if you have the genuineness to share or strongly recommend, you are already selling. So a lot of times my client would say to me, or my teammate would say to me, they don't realize I'm selling because I'm so passionate. I just said, hey, I look at your face. I feel that, this part, have you ever thought of lifting it because you have a heavy jowls here? Actually, I'm just sharing. So to this person, I never push. It's called strongly recommending or selling or sharing.
Yes. I guess it's all the everything we learned in medical school, I mean, not medical school, during our training, because as doctors, you're constantly selling even diabetic medication, selling procedures in the hospital. So I guess that's where we're bringing that in. So, okay, building Aglow, right? Is because now, how many clinics do you have?
We have a total of 20 centers, including health clinic, and growing into 24 soon.
That's very rapid, considering you just started in 20
and a half years.
Yeah. So it's all about entrepreneurship and business sense. So what's your highest high in building this, and what's the lowest low in running a business?
Highest high is that when we achieve very high sales target, millions. Are you talking about figures or just
Just for you, as you running a business, right? What did you feel like the most, like we did so well for, in your business? What was the highest moment you feel that you've achieved in your business?
So I do have a structure to define success in our company. I always share with my team that we only are successful when we achieve 4 wins. The first win, client gains results, obtains value from what they pay, regardless of 5 ringgit or 500,000. So client win from good result, good experience, good service, and good ambience of the place. Hence, we have this brand promise, 5-star service, 5-star result, 5-star ambience at affordable price. Okay, the second win, not in order, all 4 wins should be together. Second win is employee. Employee earns good money, earns good commission, has an opportunity to learn about the product and to offer to the clients for fulfillment, and also has a chance to climb the career ladder from one position to another position. That is a win. Okay, the third win is company. Company act as a Sendirian Berhad or, any company and entity. We need the company to have profit. Profit, I call it profit after tax, PAT. So if we do everything but company is not earning money, we are not doing good justice to business owner or the business partnership, right? So the number 4 is business partners. So everybody want different thing. Somebody want time, somebody want money, somebody want to build a reputation. We need to know what each other wants and then try to come to a win-win. So the real success is when my business is doing well, achieve high sales volume, hit target, when all parties are happy, to me is high, to me is win. But if earn good money, but people are breaking, having conflicts, that's not win. Yeah. Or even if the culture is very good, but no money, no earning, it's bad. So it cannot be one thing or another. It has to be together. So the highest high is we achieve good target. I brought entire team to this company trip early this year to this island. We brought like 100 over people over.
So what's the biggest challenge for you so far? Like your whole journey, what's the biggest challenge for you?
Okay, biggest challenge still go back to these 4 parties, because these are the only 4 parties that we are facing every single day. To clients, I have got no issue because we are all trained and pushed and synchronized to provide good value to our clients. So even if they have complaints, we have a client experience team to solve ASAP. We have this protocol, SOP to complete within 24 hours to make someone happy back. Okay. To employee, I constantly think of how to develop my team by providing training, by emphasizing on culture, or creating career path for them. Okay, but the challenge is when company is not doing well in terms of sales, then we don't have enough platform to bring them to another level. Sometimes we even need to reduce headcount or dismiss people who are not performing. So this would be the employee challenge. Okay, the third one is company. We running as a group, right? Nobody can guarantee for evergreen. Nobody can guarantee profit. I don't think any business can guarantee profit. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I think it's a normal thing, right? But in business world, some people cannot take loss. So in terms of company angle, the biggest challenge is the competition, or if we are not doing well, ourselves not competent enough to ensure good profit, then argument will happen, conflict will happen, dispute will happen. That's the challenge for company level. And then business partnership wise, this is very interesting one. Business partnership is slightly different from company, Company, we only want profit, then everything is happy. But for business partnership, right, when company is earning or not earning, can have conflicts, can have dispute. Example, when the company or business is doing very well, people start to want to have more. They feel that they have done this, that's why this company is doing well. So they want to demand for more pay, more shares, more bonus, more dividend. Or I even faced with business partner that want more face. They cannot accept the team not seeing them as the boss or the founder or the owner, like that. Yeah. Then some would, if we face loss, then people will say, why is this brand not making them successful? But we have never promised profit before. We have never promised 100% success before. We only work hard with, a system, with agreement that we will run like that with this investment, and we give our full heart, full branding to run.
So if you can go back and redo things, would you change anything?
I mentioned earlier, nothing is, I don't regret anything, but if I can redo, I would think, do better on communication as number one, to really, really express what we really want without compromise. Because some people over time, right, they feel, oh, she's so nice, she is such a high value, high culture person, whatever I want can give. But eventually, if things go overboard or uncontrolled, I would put a stop. Yeah. So that's number one. I think communication or expression or me, myself, I can improve better on communication. Yeah. Second thing is, I think we should be protected by law or legal documents better. That is one big advice I want to say. But this thing is so difficult because not many people have come to a level that need all these documents for protection, or they don't feel it's important, but it's very needed to employee, to client, to company, and to the JV shareholders.
Okay, so final question. I ask my guests this question all the time. How do you see yourself impacting healthcare differently?
I feel that I am not a conventional doctor that is only that is, how do I phrase it? Okay, I feel that I'm not a conventional medical doctor that confine my practice from what I learned in school. So I practice medicine with a very open mind, that I feel there are so much to learn and so much to offer to our patients and clients. So my focus is to make people look good on the outside, feel good from the inside. So I will continue to explore all sorts of treatment, from aesthetic to the non-conventional medical treatment, as long as I can help one for external beauty and inner health.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Amelia. That's all the time we have for this episode. Now, if you're enjoying our conversation and considering exploring new career path, be sure to check out our non-clinical Pathfinder workshop on Disruptive Doctors. And also remember to download the Disruptive Doctors app to connect with like-minded doctors. Our upcoming Disruptive Doctors Conference is happening this 20th and 21st September 2025, where doctors drive real change in healthcare. Be sure to join us and connect with like-minded doctors. Until then, keep exploring stories beyond the white coat. Stay curious, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Join Disruptive Doctors. Oh, Disruptive Doctors. Impact.